lookalike audiences on Facebook. Let's get to the bottom of it because they're so highly debated topic. Some people are like, oh, lookalike audiences don't work anymore. And other people are like, oh, I got the greatest lookalike audience you need to smash right now. And why are they all wrong? And why is it absolutely something that you should be taking care of? Because it's one of the most valuable pieces of real estate that you could possibly get into other than broad inside of Facebook. But 99% of people that I talk to do it wildly wrong. Let's get to the bottom of it. A 411, the 101 on lookalike audiences from your Facebook disruptor. Let's go. So first off, thank you for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. If you want to share it with a friend, that would be great. If you find value in it, comment below that you find the value. You know, this platform, like all social media platforms, show favor to those who have watch time and engagement, because every social media platform is built around one common concept. Keeping people on the platform for as long as possible with a positive, enjoyable experience. And we're going to get to a bit of that today. But what I really want to touch base on is, first off, thank you so much for being here. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing this for a few months now, and that is awesome. So thank you very much. And your feedback has helped me understand what you guys want to talk about, like today's topic on lookalike audiences. So let's dive right into it. So I don't give you this massive sales pitch because you've been hearing me say thank you for a minute and a half, and I really want to dive into things. So we're going to cover this in 3 big pieces. Yes, by the way, I'm rocking the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Steelers pride, Evie. Steelers nation. Let's go. Okay, so first thing that we're going to cover today. What is the biggest mistake that people make with lookalike audiences? And the honest truth is, it's twofold. Number one, they're using low quality data points. Now, I was getting a lot of messages, especially when I announced that I was going to do this thing. And there was a man on Twitter, his name is Kevin. And he said, hey, I want to use lookalike audiences. What do you think? And I was like, well, I really don't think it's probably a good idea for you because of X, Y, and Z. And then he said, well, okay, well, I'm going to try it, right? And then I had somebody else named Ken, another K, said, hey, what do you think about trying to launch this thing? And I said, I think broad retargeting is good for you. And he's like, well, I'm going to launch lookalike audiences. And he got 2 sales. They basically lost money. Now, what did they both do wrong in their approach initially with the lookalike audience? Number one is they used a seed audience that was far too small. A lookalike audience needs a large audience to build from. It's not just an ad set that has left the learning phase. This needs to be a large enough data set for Facebook to be able to go out into a marketplace of quite literally hundreds of millions or billions of people and go find you some that have enough points in common for it to be good for you. Now, why this is a really big deal is because when we are running Facebook ads, we want to have a consistent and evergreen approach to our marketing. So if we have a data set of, say, 300 or 1,000 people, when you're saying these 300 or 1,000 people all did one thing that I like, it's going to be really hard for the platform to understand what is that one thing that they have in common that actually drove that one action that you're trying to deliver way more of. So a lookalike audience with a seed that is really small, and by really small, I mean less than thousands of people, is more than likely going to fail. Also, a lookalike audience should be built on the exact performance that you want it to be built on, which is the other side of this conversation. And I call these performance-based lookalikes. Facebook used to use that terminology. They moved away from it. That's fine. I still use it. I coined the term. It's been around for a while, and I'm going to stick with it because it works for me. Performance-based lookalike means that we're making lookalike audiences off of the exact actions that we want. And this really leads to the second part of what most people do wrong with lookalike audiences, is they build them off of things that don't matter. Let me tell you a few things that people commonly build lookalike audiences that mean absolutely fucking nothing to your bottom line. video views, engagers, abandoned carts. Why do you want to find more people that don't buy? That's stupid. I mean, there's a million things. Lookalike audience of people that are subscribed to my email list. Now, there's some intent there. And if you start to stack your lookalike audiences based on performance and you are using that as a prospecting effort into a funnel that does not require Facebook to see the entire journey from top to bottom for your business to be successful, then yeah, that's a great layer in your performance lookalike stack. But what you really want to be building performance-based lookalike off of is what is your desired result. Building a lookalike audience off of site traffic is like running a traffic campaign and trying to make sales. You're going to feel smart until you burn a shit ton of money and then say Facebook doesn't work because you misused it. You could run a lookalike audience off of video views. And what do you think you're going to get? A ton of people that viewed your video. And you know what? You might see success from it. I see people being successful there all the time for like a week, maybe 10 days. But you don't want to invest in a solution that only lasts a week or 10 days. A lookalike audience should run for months or years. So what do we build it off of? What are we supposed to do? Build it off the performance that you want. Are you trying to sell a product? Make a lookalike audience of the people that bought that product. If you want to get smarter or you expand your audience so you can make a lookalike stack because you have enough volume of data and because you are less and less reliant on Facebook to make the sale of that one particular product that you happen to be advertising to be successful for your business, then maybe you say that one product and everybody that's ever bought from you. Now you have two data points. Facebook is going to prioritize the overlap of those two lookalike audiences because they're basically making a Venn diagram. So wherever those circles cross over, boom, that's where Facebook's going to go. Now, if you want to get really clever and you have the business model, throw in people from your CRM list. Some of them might be previous buyers. Some of them might be people that sign up for your email list and never did anything, but they show an intent. And they're not abandoned carts. They're people that are like, I'm interested in the product. I would like to see more, please. Now, maybe they bought, maybe they didn't. Maybe they joined yesterday, maybe it was a year ago. Who knows? But the point is, the overlap of those three circles, super high quality individual. Now that audience inside of America, the 1% lookalike of those three stack is honestly going to be probably about 3.5 to 5 million people. But where those circles all in overlap might be a couple $100,000. And those people are fucking hot fire leads. So what's the second thing that people are doing wrong or the things that we need to know about lookalikes? They are not the only solution to your problem. If you run only a lookalike audience off of only the buyers, what's going to happen is eventually you're going to make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Now, I know a lot of you are young and don't remember VHS tapes, but let me tell you what happens. When you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, it gets shittier and shittier and shittier and shittier. And you're only going to be able to read the biggest, easiest things to see. When you do this in Facebook and you run a lookalike audience off of buyers to get you more buyers, and that's the only audience you're running, eventually you're making a lookalike audience off the people that bought off of the lookalike audience, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and the quality of people, the audience stays the same size, but the quality gets smaller and smaller and smaller because it ends up being a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then eventually it fucking runs out. Also, a lookalike audience should be a part of a CBO campaign with your broad audience because it is the quantitative solution to the problem along with the qualitative solution, right? Those are the two pieces. The broad audience is your quantitative solution. It is the most amount of people you can reach for the smallest audience, which gives you the largest amount of impressions. The lookalike audience is when Facebook makes that choice, the qualitative solution. It's the highest quality inventory you could be targeting. Now, the base rate for that inventory might be higher cost, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. What that means is the base CPM is higher, but if your estimated action rate is there and your conversion rate is there, who gives a shit? Remember, CPM is a bullshit number, and anybody that tries to quote you about CPMs as being something important inside of Facebook, they're letting you know they have no fucking clue what they're doing. And you should immediately run the other way and tell everybody else this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Because that person is a liability to your success and other people's happiness and well-being. Bottom line. So the last thing. What are we supposed to use lookalikes? And if you're supposed to use them forever, how does that work? So remember, the lookalike is an evergreen audience that you can run forever, because the audience that feeds that lookalike is constantly updating, meaning that it is fed by Klaviyo or some email service of people in your CRM list, because that's part of your stack and every day it updates. Or because it's built on purchasers and every time you get new conversions, it updates. So it's not a static audience. Whereas if you just upload some list, you're like, I've been running ads against this, and it just doesn't work. Well, maybe that list, whatever random assortment it built, and if you run it again, it'll make a completely different random assortment. It's not going to change. A lookalike audience should be dynamic. And if you're going to make an audience where you include several lookalike audiences in your ad set, then they should be complementary and dynamic. And the purpose of that lookalike audience is to be an option for Facebook to use in addition to a broad audience and maybe some other version of a performance-based, effort that you're doing. So maybe you're doing broad retargeting, broad prospecting, and a lookalike audience. That alone, if you have a robust creative testing system, maybe you're using, I won't try to pitch the MBA program, but if you want to know how to have a massively robust thing to get evergreen creative that'll last forever and really get on top of your shit, you can DM me. Point is, if you have a robust creative testing system and you introduce your best ads into proven that you've tested at broad into proven broad audiences, and you need to get incrementality, so you then go to a lookalike, and then you want even more incrementality and try to control the frequency downstream, so you start to introduce some version of retargeting because you've decided that luxury problem is good for your business. That one campaign that you have to touch basically never, other than to swap out ads, because you can let performance gate scaling automated rules. Shout out to ebooks of mine if you want to read more about performance gate scaling and the industry standard best practice on how to automate scaling of your ad account. If you want to know, if you want to not do anything, you can let your performance gate scaling push and pull the spend, and your entire job is to make better ads for your evergreen system that runs for years. And as everybody else chases their tail with the next great lookalike audience or whatever the fuck else they're talking about, you're spending an extra couple hours a day, whatever, not stressing about stupid shit. And the bottom line is, if you're worrying about day trading your audience or your ad set budget or something else like that, you know what you're not doing? You're not building $1 million business. You can't possibly devote the resources required to build $1 million business if you're worried every single day about every minor detail and micromanaging every single employee and trying to be right when reacting to out of context, incomplete data that's not in real time. You are going to lose every time if you try to do that. Now, the sad part is you can win up to a certain extent. You can absolutely get to 500 a day. Maybe you get to 2,000. But you're never going to get to 5. You're never going to get to 10. I guarantee you the people that are at 5-figure daily spends, that have a $1 million monthly media budget, the folks that I've taught in the Disruptor program and the MBA program and that I've worked with over my years, they're not playing the audience game. They're much bigger fish to fry. I'll leave it at that. YouTube thinks you might like these here. And hey, if you really like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Hi, I'm Charlie, and I'll see you on the internet.